problems in the agricultural sector are primary to all that we are hoping to do. We cannot do many of the things unless we can see that the agricultural sector has strengthened. Food supply is such an important part. It is an existential part of our work. And so that is something that we have to be very, very careful with and attend to properly. So there is enough food, but the price is too high. The food price crisis, many of the elements, if not all, have been variables that over which we have no control. But nonetheless, we still have to feed our people, and so we still have to find strategies to make sure those who are in need are supported by the government as best as we can do.
From the nation's capital, all sides, all the time. I'm Robbie Alampay.
And I'm Sean Yao. The big story tonight.
We begin tonight with some restaurants still unable to serve chicken orders in some branches.
Demand for chicken continues to pick up while supply declines. In a phone interview with Bloomberg, McDonald's Philippines Corporate Communications Director Adi Hernandez says that certain stores are temporarily not serving chicken. Hernandez said that while the government is accurate in saying that there is no shortage of poultry, they still need to uphold certain standards for their products. Likewise, Jollibee Foods Corporation says that a small number of Jollibee and Mang Inasal stores are also not able to serve chicken, although the company claims that chicken supply is already improving. Recall that last month, the Agriculture Department insisted that there is no shortage of chicken supply in the Philippines. But just last week, the department also lifted the poultry import ban from Belgium to ease the pressure on chicken demand in the country. Data from the DA also showed that whole chicken prices in Manila have gone up by 25% to 200 pesos since the start of 2022. All right. This is very timely, Robbie, because it is National Fried Chicken Day. But I'm not sure that anyone will still be able to celebrate this.
I wasn't aware that there was such a day. But certainly, we know anecdotally, diba, that everybody is feeling this shortage, not just in restaurants, not just in fast food chains, but certainly even in the homes.
Yeah, you were telling me that you got incredibly small chicken pork.
I don't know what it is. It's one of the things we want to clarify, diba? On the one hand, people are saying it's not technically a shortage. I don't know what that means. But we went to the market, we got some chicken, pero ang liliit talaga. So I guess you could say, there's a smallage. I guess you can say that that maybe somewhere therein is the truth as to whether there's a shortage or not. Here to talk to us about the state of the local poultry industry is Elias Jose Inciong, President of the United Broiler Raisers Association. Welcome to the big story, Mr. Inciong.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Mr. Inciong, maybe you could clarify this for us. What is the fair thing to see? May shortage ba? Wala?
I'm about ready to say na may shortage na nga.
So meron, sir.
Bakit ready pa lang? What does that mean?
The last time we spoke, sir, last month, I was interviewed. We were not prepared to say that we were in a situation similar to 2003, when there was really a recognized shortage. Right now, we still have in the supermarkets and groceries, we still have in the wet market, we still have supply in to a certain extent in the fast food and institutional buyers. But the quality of the product is not there. The character of the shortage may be different from 2003.
All right, so basically it's not that, sir, walang supply, but the supply falls short. That's that kind of shortage.
The industry is not delivering the kind of sizes required by certain portions of the market.
Okay. So
it's a quality and performance problem, sir, from the farms, from the producers.
Sige, then let's talk short term first. Ano pong pwedeng gawin ng gobyerno? And for that matter, with these different options, ano pong impact nun sa mga broiler association natin?
Right now, it's a tough call for the president to, we are all expecting things to get better after 27 years of neglect of the sector. And we may be asking too much of him and of the agricultural industry. But the thing to do right now is for him to talk to the frontliners, the producers, especially the corn people, because the corn industry, in the end, will anchor the nutrition of the chickens and the hogs and the other, even aquaculture.
Nabanggit niya nga po kahapon, he said he wants support, more protection for rice and corn. He also made the point about corn as feeds also. But kahit po may angkat natin yan, and if that comes into play, what is the gap? How long before supplies and production normalize?
That would be, that again, we will go back to data. Right now, we are blind. And the problem with importing corn abroad now is more expensive. When the Department of Agriculture a few weeks ago announced the special importation, I'm not sure if they really studied the matter. They just wanted to be able to say they did something. But with expensive corn abroad, more expensive than local, and yet you're discouraging your local producers who are already challenged by high fertilizer costs, we are in a very difficult situation.
All right, sir. Actually, maraming factors kasi, no? Ang problema is multifaceted. It's not just the feeds. There's also disease. There's a high cost of fuel that all goes into feeds as well. But can't we, tap other sources or other kinds of technology in order to boost local production of chickens? For example, I was reading your interview with Bloomberg, sir, and you said that the high humidity is not helping. What with the early onset of the rainy season, maybe with better tunnel vent systems or something like that? Is this possible?
Ma'am, the reality is even with climate-controlled facilities, during times of humidity, even the climate-controlled facilities are very much challenged. Kasi they suck in air from the outside. If the humidity is high, may problema rin. And they would have to operate their facilities, their machines, for a longer period. The electricity cost will kill them. It will not make economic sense for business sense for them. Normally, tunnel vent facilities are good during dry and hot and dry season. During the hot and dry season.
Okay. Well, Mr. Inciong, isang tanong na lang po. Gaya po ng sabi niyo, you've been very gracious in acknowledging the context here, which is, as you said, decades of neglect. It's unreasonable, as you said, to expect the new president to solve this after so many years of the industry not being taken care of. Nonetheless, the president is himself the agriculture secretary right now. Kung kayo po ang tatanungin, what is something that you would recommend to the president for the short term?
Sir, the sooner he talks to his frontliners, which are the stakeholders, meaning the farmers, the fisher folks, and the producers, the sooner he will get a clearer picture of what needs to be done. Because the people here that secretary that left there, some of those fellows, they're the ones who created this mess or aggravated this mess. And what can you expect?
Sige, maraming salamat po. United Broiler Raisers Association President Elias Jose Inciong.
Maraming salamat, sir. Maganda.
Join us in the conversation. Our big question tonight, what is the best alternative to chicken? Share your thoughts on our Facebook and YouTube live stream or post a tweet with the hashtag #TheBigStory. We'll read some of your comments later on in the program.
After the break, we're speaking with the lawmaker who wants to rename the Ninoy Aquino International Airport to Ferdinand Edralin Marcos International Airport. That and more when the big story returns. Keep it here on One News, all sides, all the time.
Than all administrations before his. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte built more and better than all the administrations succeeding my father. Much has been built, and so well, that the economic dogma of dispersing industry to develop the least likely places has been upturned. Development was brought to them. Investors are now setting up industries along the promising routes built. And yet, the potential of this country is not exhausted. Following these giant steps, we will continue to build. I will complete on schedule the projects that have been started. I'm not interested in taking credit. I want to build on success that's already happening. We will be presenting the public with a comprehensive infrastructure plan. 6 years could be just about enough time. No part of our country will be neglected. Progress will be made wherever there are Filipinos, so no investment is wasted. What we teach in our schools, the materials used must be rethought. I am not talking about history. I am talking about the basics, the sciences, sharpening theoretical aptitude and imparting vocational skills, such as in the German example, alongside the national language with equal emphasis and facility in a global language, which we had and lost. Our teachers from elementary up are heroes fighting ignorance with poor paper weapons. Once we had an education system that prepared coming generations for more and better jobs. There is hope for a comeback. Vice President and soon-to-be Secretary of Education, Sara Duterte Carpio, will fit that mission to a T. What we teach in our schools, the materials used must be rethought. I am not talking about history. I am talking about the basics, the sciences, sharpening theoretical aptitude and imparting vocational skills, such as in the German example, alongside the national language with equal emphasis and facility in a global language, which we had and lost. Our teachers from elementary up are heroes fighting ignorance with poor paper weapons. Once we had an education system that prepared coming generations for more and better jobs. There is hope for a comeback. Vice President and soon-to-be Secretary of Education, Sara Duterte Carpio, will fit that mission to a T. My father built more and better roads, produced more rice than all administrations before his. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte built more and better than all the administrations succeeding my father's. Much has been built, and so well, that the economic dogma of dispersing industry to develop the least likely places has been upturned. Development was brought to them. Investors are now setting up industries along the promising routes built. And yet, the potential of this country is not exhausted. Following these giant steps, we will continue to build. I I will complete on schedule the projects that have been started. I'm not interested in taking credit. I want to build on success that's already happening. We will be presenting the public with a comprehensive infrastructure plan. 6 years could be just about enough time. No part of our country will be neglected. Progress will be made wherever there are Filipinos, so no. What we teach in our schools, the materials used must be rethought. I am not talking about history. I am talking about the basics, the sciences, sharpening theoretical aptitude.
You're watching The Big Story here on One News. Here's what we know about the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. The construction of NAIA at the time, known as the Manila International Airport, began during the Rojas administration in 1947. The airport's first international runway and taxiway finished construction in 1953 during the Aquino or Quirino administration. The Manila International Airport was then renamed after Benigno Aquino Jr. in 1987 through Republic Act 6639. This came on the back of the former senator's assassination on the airport tarmac in 1983 at his homecoming from exile during the Marcos regime. In May of this year, NAIA was named the world's worst airport for business class travelers, according to a study conducted by American luggage app Bounce.
NAIA's history, of course, we're talking about this now because there's a proposal by Congressman Arnolfo Teves to rename the airport to be named after Ferdinand Marcos Sr.
But actually, gusto ko yung soundbite ni Senate President Mig Zubiri. Sabi niya, can we just name it back to Manila International Airport? That's pretty much what my dad told me at dinner last night as well.
Well, of course, this opens up a lot of debates. Not the least because on the one hand, yung rationale ni Congressman Teves. One, factually, people are already questioning. Sabi niya kasi, why not name it after the man who conceptualized it, initiated it, and who built it? The problem is, if you look at the website of the Manila International Airport Authority itself, it was initiated during the time of Quirino, diba? And then it was completed during the time of Rojas, a full decade before Marcos became president.
Way before. Yeah, so as konting research siguro, no? Bago submit ng proposal. But with the renaming of Ninoy Aquino International Airport, I guess that one also was kind of made more sense because he actually did meet his demise in that airport.
And people have to remember, I mean, of course, what brings that bill, that law, together with this law is both are talking about legacy. And Ninoy Aquino's legacy, we have to remember, 1987, was not for getting killed. Yeah. His legacy was really leading the opposition and inspiring the movement that brought back democracy and human rights institutions in the Philippines. That was the whole point. Na this is a legacy that has to be honored. And of course, that comes on the back of now the question that we are now compelled to have: what is the legacy of the Marcos administration? That the Aquino assassination basically fomented the opposition for. Anyway, we'll have more stories after the break, and we'll try to keep this conversation going. Keep it here on One News, all sides, all the time.
In the same way that futures that guide our children. I believe the country will be heading towards a future of hope, security, strength, stability, and progress. Magkasama sana tayong bumangon bawat araw, kasabay ang nag-aalab na pangako sa ating mga puso na mahal natin at patuloy nating mamahalin ang Pilipinas hanggang tayo ay nabubuhay. Let us show our love for our country by taking care of our families and communities despite the unending challenges that come their way. Ako po, si Inday Sara, a proud Dabawenya. Very proud. A proud Mindanaon. Hindi ako ang pinakamagaling o pinakamatalinong tao sa Pilipinas at sa mundo. Ngunit walang makakatalo sa tibay ng puso ko bilang isang Pilipino. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas! Million Filipinos.
You're still watching The Big Story here on One News. Our big question tonight, what's the best alternative for chicken? Sean, ano nga ba? Please, here's what netizens have to say. For many of our commenters, rabbit meat daw.
Would you?
I have. I like it, I have to say. I've tried it a number of times already in the course of my life. It is true what they say. Although some of them
tastes like chicken.
yeah, some are saying it's not, but I tried rabbit adobo. I think it tasted like chicken.
Yung adobo sauce na yun.
Ha?
Yung adobo sauce na yung nalalasa.
Hindi. For James Pabayo, teka muna, ano sinabi ni James Pabayo? James Pabayo said...
rabbit, but apparently people have a special affinity with rabbit, so let's just eat more tofu.
No, sabi niya, if he cannot eat rabbit meat, he will just go for tofu. Ang layo naman ng tinalon nun. From rabbit meat to tofu. You lost me there.
I have 2 bunnies at home. I just cannot eat rabbit.
Okay.
Right. Netizens like Shiny and Carlito prefer to stick to seafood and vegetables while waiting for chicken supplies to recover. But for Nelson, the best alternative for chicken is other poultry products like turkey, beef, or duck meat. Hindi yata poultry yung beef. Nasama lang siya.
But at least as protein, di ba? But the problem, of course, in all of this is even if you choose...
mahal.
Anong pipiliin mo? Mahal din lahat ng options mo.
Lalo na yung turkey. Meanwhile, si Jai Jai naman choosing a more exotic route. His substitute for chicken is, quote, delicious bayawak.
Sibukan ko na rin yan. But again, I mean, if you can get your hands on it, again, I've tasted that. I have no problems with that. But again, the problem there is, sorry na lang, but once you try to scale it up, di ba, for people, mas mahal pa yun.
Mahal yung bayawak.
Mas mahal pa
alam
yun
mo,
per kilo.
nagkaka-shortage siya dahil ginagamit siyang traditional medicine.
Of course, and of course, for a lot of people, nothing beats the taste of chicken. They say that if they can't afford to buy actual chicken meat, they will just use chicken-flavored bouillon cubes for their meals. Isabaw na lang.
Social. Ano lang yun, nor cube?
Sabaw na lang. Ilabay mo na lang sa kanin.
So buto na lang. Since maliit na yung chicken, tipirin natin. You may also continue to join us in the conversation. Simply use the hashtag #TheBigStory and follow us on Twitter and Facebook at OneNewsPH. And like earlier, comments or tweets will be featured as part of our agenda to include you, the public, in the big story. Alright, ikaw, Robbie, anong alternative mo for chicken? I'm curious.
Kung
ikaw.
More rice. More rice na lang kahit walang ulam. Kakayanin ko yun.
Rice and adobo sauce.
Kaya lang pati rice mahal pa rin.
Pati Actually, kung marami kang budget, may chicken alternative that really tastes like chicken. Yung mga plant-based products.
hindi
Pero
ako-
sobrang mahal nun.
Ako ayoko lang kasing bistuhin kapag gagalitan na pagdating ko sa bahay. Pagka binanggit ko pa yung all the unhealthy options I have.
Okay. Let's keep Robbie safe tonight.
Sige, good. That's the big story tonight. For more updates, follow News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. You may also log on to onenews.ph for more in-depth analysis. Ako po si Robbie Alampay.
The big story is also available via Signal Play. Make a free account now at signalplay.com and stream One News anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines.
We are One News, all sides, all the time.